position while Chatham will try to lock down the perimeter in a 1-2-2 zone. They'll also move to a 3-2 out of that. And their offensive possessions, they're going to try to get to the rim. The Cats may have some success outside more so than what we'll see from Chatham, who will try to take some close looks at the hoop. Mark, how can the Bearcats attack on offense? And then after you answer that, how can they attack defensively?
On offense, I mean, like you said it already, they have to come out and play fast, beat them down the court. They have a couple players who just aren't as fast as ours, and if you beat them down the court, you could be potentially playing 5-on-3, 5-on-2 consistently, and that's what you need. I mean, you want the numbers to play early, and then on the defensive side, I mean, they're not that big of a team. They have a couple big girls, but, I mean, pressure in the backcourt could be a really big factor for this team. I think, I mean, and that's something Virginia High likes to do is get in their face and make them force an issue, and a lot of the times it forces them to make an issue.
So we'll see how they do on that end. What about now switch to the defensive side a little bit more? What do you think about having to pressure? We know it's probably going to be one of your main keys to the game here later, but getting pressure, you got to make shots to get there offensively.
Yeah, and with this 1-2-2 that Chatham likes to run, it's more of a box and one is what a lot of people like to call it. And you're going to have someone running the dog, and that's probably going to be on Amaya Lee. And with that, I mean, you're going to open up the corners for Jada Campbell and Lauren DeLeon and Allie Sidnor. But the wings are going to be pretty effective as well. Your job mainly is to get to the middle of that zone and break it. And with Taylor Owens and Bailey, you're able to do that, and also with Sidnor. I mean, you have that talent on the inside to be able to do that.
The Lady Cats just took the floor here behind or right in front of us, and the Virginia High faithful clapped there for them. Again, a good crowd this afternoon. Third question here for Mark. We haven't seen Taylor Owens rack up the point totals in the postseason like she did in the regular season. She had 17 points per game in the regular season, somewhere around 10 right here in the postseason at this point from what we've averaged. How important is it for her to play well tonight for the Cats? And if we continue on after tonight, which hopefully we do, the rest of the playoffs, how important is it for Taylor to be a key factor?
You know, in you say that she hasn't got her 17, but she's made up that 7 points and other differentiations on the boards and playing defense physically and getting assists around. And she's made up that 7 points in other places, but the points will start falling for her. I think she's had a lot of nerves getting used to this environment and coming out and playing her brand of basketball. She's played against a lot of physical girls. I mean, you look at Bailey Frazier and Savednik. She's had a couple really tough matchups, but I think she's able to handle that.
Now let's take a look at the last game recap. Cats coming off a 56-43 loss to Wise Central in the Region 2D championship game in Wise. Amaya Lee led the Cats with 14 points, 4 assists. She hit 4 threes in that game. Jada Campbell had 13 points, 2 assists. Taylor Owens with 9 points, 6 boards. Allie Sidnor 5 points, 5 boards, and 7 turnovers in that one. So she's going to have to limit the turnovers. Kerrigan Bailey finished tonight with 2 points and 6 boards as the Wise Central grinded the Bearcats down in the second half. Virginia High, Wise Central were tied 27-27 at half. Game had 4 ties, 5 lead changes, but the Cats shot just 1 for 15 from the floor, 6% in the third quarter, and only scored 3 points in that third. Only trailed by 11 going into the fourth, but could not get out of that deficit. Tried to claw back here and there, but just couldn't get it going at the right time. Ended up falling 56-43, and they were outscored in the second half by Wise Central 29-16, and for the game 36-12 in the paint. A big differential there from that game.
Yeah, and they had a couple big factors with Savednik being one of those. We tried to limit her as much as we could, but she's going to get her piece, and she was named Player of the Week by WCYB for that very reason. But, you know, I think the thing tonight is you're really just going to have to force your issues. I mean, the third quarter was the issue for us, and, I mean, that's really the only problem we had. I mean, you look at the first, second, even the fourth quarter, we played a really good brand of basketball, and I expect that to happen again tonight. I mean, we usually don't come in a halftime flat. That's one thing Timmons usually limits. It's just we were turning the ball over. We weren't able to hit shots. The lid was on the basket was really the main problem for us, and that's not something that usually happens for us either. It was a very uncharacteristic quarter, and I expect that to not be the same thing tonight.
And now let's take a look at the last game recap for Chatham. They actually are coming off a win over Martinsville, 53-40. They led 27-11 at half, just out-physicaled them in that first half. Shot 24 of 40 from the free throw line, and they held Bulldogs of Martinsville to 5 for 27 from the floor in that first half as they went on to a dominant 53-40 win on the year for their first Region C championship under Coach Lauren French, who we'll talk about a little bit later in this pregame show. So that was the 2C championship game that they won. So Cats coming off a loss in their region championship facing the champion here in Danville. Take a look at the VHSL Class 2 field of 8 real quick. We have 3 games going on tonight, 3 of the 4 games in this Class 2 state tournament. Chatham and Virginia High, of course, on the radio network here. Then Buffalo Gap versus Prince Edward County Friday tonight at 7 o'clock. Pequoson against George Mason, that's also tonight at 7 o'clock. And then Wise Central will play Martinsville tomorrow at 2 p.m. in Wise. Winner of this one between Virginia High and Chatham will play Wise Central or Martinsville. And then the state semifinals will be either Monday or Tuesday for that. The higher seed will host. Then the championship game where all these teams are dreaming to end up March 9th. That's Friday night in the Siegel Center at VCU in Richmond. So every team, the main goal here, these 8 that are left, get to Richmond. And the Cats are 2 wins away from getting there starting this afternoon. Tonight's game is brought to you by State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol and also BSN Sports in Bristol. We thank them for their support. And we had a couple of interviews we did earlier today. We did with Jada Campbell and Taylor Owens, so we'll take you out to those. We'll have Jada's interview first, followed by Taylor Owens, and we'll be back for more live coverage from Averett University after this break. We'll be right back. This is Dylan Hutton along with Jada Campbell pregame before the Lady Cats take on the Chatham Cavaliers in the Class 2A state quarterfinals from Danville, Virginia. And Jada, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And just getting ready for a big game here, Jada. You're basically the three-point threat. You're one of the three-point threats on this team. How have you seen your three-point shot evolve over even this year?
I've been going to the gym a lot, working on it with my dad every day after practice, going and working out and just trying to get better.
And just keep on keeping on, right?
Yes.
You hit a 3 in the last game, or in the Ridgeview game, just sort of like a step back. What went into that one? It was just like the girl wouldn't come up to guard you, so you just kind of looked around and just decided to pop it.
Yeah, she wasn't going to guard me. I'm going to shoot it.
How did you have to feel when that one fell for you?
Really good.
And that win was definitely a landmark win for you all to get here. And then, of course, hopefully get a rematch with Wise Central earlier next week. But what can you tell us a little bit about Chatham? Have you learned anything about them over this week of prep? If not, that's fine.
They have a really big girl. We're going to have to stop. We're going to have to play a really solid defense, handle the ball on offense, and box out.
And then last question, Jada. What is the mood for you going into this game? Your junior year, you're playing in a big game. What's it mean to you?
It means a lot. You never really see this happen. It doesn't happen every day, and I'm just really excited to go play.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jada, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
This is Dylan Hutton with Taylor Owens, pregame from the state quarterfinals here in Danville. Taylor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we were talking just a minute ago about how you lead the Southwest District in points per game in a regular season with 17 points per game. What can you talk about, like your transition from your sophomore year to your junior year? What's changed in your play style?
I've just been going to the gym a lot more with my stepmom, getting up shots, and working on what I need to work on, and just doing the best I can for my.
And for Chatham, this is the game they haven't been able to get past. We talked about how the first round of region has been our kind of bugaboo the last few years. This has been the game where they've been stopped, so they'll have that kind of agenda going for them too tonight. So okay. At least under Coach French.
Well, it'll be a good matchup tonight, I think. I think we'll have a good game.
And finally here, Coach, front in white with orange numbers and also the big V on the back. So solid black for the Cats and for the Chatham Cavaliers. Cavaliers across the front, a white on white look, black text, black numbers on the front and back with a red outline. Chatham again trying to make it past the state quarterfinals for the first time under Coach French, and for the Cats, they're trying to clinch a state semifinal berth for the first time since 2007. Coach Simmons was talking about how that was around the year he graduated, so it's been a while for the Cats.
Dylan, it's in the air. We're all ready to go, man. I'm feeling it.
Taylor Owens will jump against Bree Price. So a junior against a senior. And on the floor for the Cats, Jada Campbell, Taylor Owens, Allie Sidnor. The tip goes out to the Cavaliers. Sidnor out on the floor again, as well as Bailey and Amaya Lee.
And the Cats sitting up early in this man defense.
They get it to Price inside, a jumper, and she swishes it. That is Bree Price off of the left wing. Got it. 2-0 Cavaliers. Jada has it driving baseline, goes across. Sidnor looking to drive the other way, goes in with the right hand, misses short, ball's loose. Rebounded by the Cavaliers. That's Tamari Lee driving it down the floor. Got past Campbell, up and missed the shot. Owens with the board, and the Cats look to push the other way.
Got to be faster than them. Let's go, Amaya. Push it up.
Amaya Lee pushing down the floor, back out. Jada Campbell looked at a three, passed it up. Wide open look. Amaya Lee rattles out. Board goes to the Cats. Kerrigan Bailey misses underneath, and the Cats get the board but fall with it. And Coach Timmons trying to get a timeout. No timeout called, and a jump ball will give it back to the Cats down on the baseline. So a couple of boards here early. Cavaliers lead 2-0 with 7:10 to go.
Right now you're just getting your feels, but you got to play faster than them, Dylan.
So baseline inbounds, they get it to Jada Campbell on the left wing. Now Allie Sidnor has it. Three-pointer up from Taylor Owens, missed long, and Price comes down with the board as she boxed out Bailey. Cavaliers will slow it down this trip across the timeline here at Averett University with a 2-point lead. They get it to Bree Price out on the high post up near the free throw line. Now back out to the top, Destiny Wilson in the front court. Try to work it into the corner. Wilson working against Amaya Lee. Drives inside, misses, and the board goes to Amaya Lee. Cats looking to push in transition. Allie Sidnor driving up and in. Actually bounced out. Rebound by Jada. And it rattles home.
There we go. There you go. Now the Cats going to fall back.
Cats get the offensive board and get some points. They get it home run pass underneath the Bree Price, and the layup good.
You have to get back. You have to be able to play that pass. You know what's coming. You know where they want to get the ball to.
Just a race so far as Jada Campbell goes inside. A lot of contact. Ball got nearly turned over, but they bat it back out, and it's still Bearcat basketball. Taylor Owens had it in the corner, back out Allie Sidnor.
Got to play clean. You got to start playing clean. Clean it up.
Get it to the top to Bailey. Bailey looking to drive. Goes up right hand. Missed strong. And the board got batted out to Kesley Hilton. Cavaliers will slow it down. 4-2 the lead for the Chatham Cavaliers. Again, elimination game here on Bearcat Radio. They get it back out. Price with the jumper. Missed. The board goes to Sidnor. Sidnor will marshal it up the floor now to Amaya Lee as they get it back to the top.
Got to pass the ball better than that. Like I said, you have to play clean.
Nearly a turnover, and it is a turnover and a foul on Allie as she dove for it. Talara Stone came away with the steal. And the contact there on Sidnor. That's the first foul in tonight's game.
And right now we're playing their game, and that's what's killing us.
So Allie's first, team first, 5:32 to go first period, 4-2. Cats trail the Chatham Cavaliers. Destiny Wilson controls up past half court, driving on the left side. And a foul, a contact foul on Jada Campbell. Just a little too much contact there with the elbow. Had her hands down underneath trying to steal the ball. Might have been there too on a reach, but for the second foul on the Cats here and back-to-back within 10 seconds. Talara Stone, the senior, dribbles off a screen from Price inside. A good bounce pass underneath. They put it up and miss long. Bat back out by Price. And the Cavaliers will hold back onto it on this possession after the offensive board.
Just front her. Don't let her get into you.
Bree Price spin move against Bailey. Good defense, but it rattles off the top.
I think at some point you have to take the contact and draw a charge. You have to take your chances with it.
Bree Price puts in two more for the Cavaliers. 4:55 to go here in the first period. Taylor Owens in the right corner, back out. Sidnor gives it to Jada at the top. Three-pointer.
Bang.
Got it on a bank shot. 6-5. Jada Campbell puts in her first three of the afternoon.
And the Cats dropping back into their man press here.
And a block there.
And she was pushed. Yeah, there you go.
Called it. Yeah, called a foul on the Cavaliers. That's Talara Stone on a moving screen right underneath. Turnover. Cats trail 6-5, can take the lead here. Amaya Lee will inbound it from the left side right in front of the Chatham bench. She gets it into Bailey. Bailey right back to Amaya. Bounce pass to Jada Campbell. Jada overhand pass to Sidnor. Back around, wide open look. Taylor Owens in the corner. Got it. And it is 8-6 Cats. Back-to-back threes for the Lady Cats here They'll look to pressure the ball here as Price has it for a second. Coach Timmons wanted them.
You got to come up. You got to play tough here.
Tamara Lee had it for a second, gave it up to Bree Price, who was at the top.